new episode, brand new week. Kanzi on the mic.
AWAB, baby.
Flamingos podcast.
Podcast, man. That's the shit. Let's go.
Living in the Gangsta's Paradise. Coolio, R.I.P. One of
the greatest, one of the originators. Can we say that? No, not the originators, but he came in a period that was hip hop was.
Yeah, as I remember, Gangsta's Paradise was
soundtrack of the movie Dangerous Minds. Yeah.
وكان بتاع ميشيل فايفر.
Yep.
متذكر الفيلم؟ لا ما متذكر فيه حاجة.
يعني دي كانت one of the experiences in my life. When that song dropped, we were so excited and hype about it, and we were singing it word to word, and the video of it was it was like the trailer of the movie.
صح هي الأغنية دي كانت يعني
a point كده
حاجة in hip hop في تاريخ الهيب هوب كده حاجة نقطة كده ثابتة. Gangsta's Paradise دي ما في زول حضر Dangerous Minds ما مر بها بالذات الجيل بتاع ال 90s وال 80s.
Exactly.
دي حاجة ثابتة لهم أي زول حافظ الأغنية دي word for word. That can hit, and it's cool to have that.
During that time it was يعني لما if there was a hit in the year, that was the hit of the year. عرفت ما كان في حاجة تانية. الناس كلها they were focusing their energy just on that song. عرفت for months.
That's true.
The video was like the trailer, and I was young that I was not even allowed in theaters. This was the dilemma that time I was going through. واحدة من الحاجات اللي كانوا صعبة صراحة. بعدين I remember that we went to El Dorado Cinema, and we were planning to buy the tickets for the Dangerous Minds, the movie.
Okay.
And خلاص أنا so hyped إنه خلاص this is the day where I'm gonna watch the movie. بعدين زمان ما كان عندنا torrents، لا كان عندنا
تمشي تحضر بس.
You have to watch it in the
وما كان يا دوب وفي انترنت أصلاً.
ما كان في انترنت عرفتها. But I had to they didn't allow me to go to the movie, so I had to watch Mortal Kombat.
That's not a bad trade-off, is it? Was it?
I was يعني ما المشكلة الوقت ده أنت صغير بتكون ده you want to
ده الحاجة اللي أنت دايرها.
خلاص everybody's watching it.
لازم مش أحضر.
عرفتها.
You were too young for it. You were too young for that.
I was.
And I remember watching it. I think on NBC or something. أول ما on TV. I watched it on TV. I watched it on TV.
يلا imagine إنه أنا I had to wait لحد ما يجيبوه في NBC.
وأنت محروق الحلقة بتاعت ما قدرت تخش السينما.
Since that time, it was sad.
Yeah, but
a great song.
A great song by a great artist, R.I.P. Coolio. But moving on from that, I forgot to introduce the episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Flamingos podcast.
Better late than never.
This is episode 123. This is your host, AWAB, and I have here Kanzi with me. Yad is not here, as you can see and hear. That's why you can sense the decibel is
lower.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's calmer.
And it's a bit calmer, yeah, but
if you're listening to this and enjoying this calm type of a podcast,
I know he's gonna listen to this and come yelling to us next episode. Yeah. But regardless of that, how you doing? How's your week, man?
Wallah, alhamdulillah, everything was fine. I remember last time I was like, I'm done with complaining.
Okay. You want to complain some more? You want to complain again?
I want during the whole week I want to complain, لكن because I said that in the last episode بيجت حاجة يعني إنه شنو صعبة. I'm gonna break my
ما معناته إنه ما معناته إنه you don't complain at all. It's just being grateful along with that is an important aspect.
Yeah,
but what do you want to complain about? What's happening?
I'm embracing. No, it's just nothing to complain about يعني كده seriously, but it's the same thing that I've يعني work كده
ضغط الشغل
pressure, responsibilities.
ما ماشي معكم.
things
انت you're in the car and you will say
it's يعني too many things يعني عرفتها.
لا
لكن it's going well.
you handled everything, you handled your business well.
Yeah.
Well, still in the process.
I'm still in the process. I'm taking a break for a week just to يعني شنو to fix things up.
To have the time.
To have the time
and the mental ability.
Mental ability, reset myself, fix the things, fix the car, renew it, pay the bills, do all the things. Yeah. يعني عرفت كيف بحاول. I think it's خلاص October and November day you starting the New Year resolution. خلاص prepare for it from now.
بتكون بتقفل في السنة القديمة and you're entering the new year.
It's a bit tough. 2022 was I'm not gonna لسه ما وصلنا المرحلة دي لكن we're gonna talk about it when it's time.
غايته أنا for me it's so far it's weird.
It's weird.
سنة غريبة بالنسبة لي.
جدا يا أخي unpredictable وما أعرف كيف.
عارف ليه؟ لأنه هي التحويلة من الفترة بتاعت البانديميك. أيوة. للرجعة.
الترانزيشن دي يعني إحنا we are in the يعني دي ممكن نسميها the transition year.
ممكن أي لأنه هسي إحنا we're gonna talk about it later. لكن حتى هسي في الإمارات في أبو ظبي والماسكات والحاجات everything is going back to normal and I think our minds are transitioning during this year too. I think so. I don't know. لكن في حاجة
غريبة صحيح.
بالذات هسي من شهر 6 وانت جاي يعني وانت ماشي على كده في حاجة غريبة.
ما احنا we forgot how to be normal. دي المشكلة.
أظن دي القصة.
we forgot how to be normal and we went through يعني صراحة a very difficult time. وبقينا خايفين إنه what's coming next ما يكون إن شاء الله يعني ما يكون أصعب من what we went through. عرفتها.
أنا this week صراحة I spent the weekend at home. completely.
انت خلاص هاي الاكتيفيتيز بتاعتك شايفها لا حصة
قلت شويه صح حاجه غريبه. لا it's a transition period برضو انا ما انه شغال بالعكس ايام اللوك داون ما اكتيفيتيز زادت.
لا صراحه to be honest if we go back to the history line بتاعك انت قبل البانديميك انت كنت البيك بتاعتك كانت في قبل البانديميك بالضبط.
انا البانديميك
ما كنت
ضربني عديل وقع ثبتني. انا كنت هايد شديد. لا لكن هسه I stayed home في الويكند ده. I've been الحاجة اللي أنا كنت قاعد مع قعدة البيت قعدت أفكر كتير. I was doing a lot of thinking and in that thought process there was this one keyword that's been in my mind not this weekend but throughout the whole year, the whole past year. The keyword is purpose. What's
your purpose?
What's purpose?
What's purpose for you? Or
what's your purpose or what's purpose for you? And it went from a point where I felt like there is this void. I went through a couple of years where I felt kind of lost between what I want to do and what I need to do and what my purpose is, and I never had the idea of purpose in my mind.
Yeah.
Until recently, where I started thinking, and let me paint this picture for you. But there's إحنا كلنا يعني we're especially in this community we raised into certain things like we know إنه العبادة صلاة, العبادة طلب العلم, العبادة الشغل. يعني it's not just صلاة وصيام وزكاة.
It's everything.
في forms كتيرة حقت عبادة. and at the end of the day إحنا كمسلمين أنا وإنت وأنا بتكلم من ناحية شخصية إنه we know that our purpose is إنه العبادة.
That's the first thing. That's the ultimate thing that you have to.
And برضو what we know from history is that حتى الشخصيات كلها المعروفة في التاريخ أو المعروفة في الناس أو الحاجات دي إنه كل زول عنده purpose بنفذه بطريقة معينة. يعني when you think about there's the Akademiks that their purpose إنه يطلبوا العلم وينشروا العلم هنا. That's their form of ibad. Everyone has a form of ibad, and I think the conclusion that I reached is that your purpose falls into which form of ibadah that you're going to do in your life. Am I making sense?
I didn't
يعني هسي what's your purpose?
أنا from my experience I think that pursuing your purpose comes to you in a way that you don't even predict it. It comes to you يعني مثلا for example you will be doing it for the last 10 years not noticing that this is your purpose. فهمت علي؟
Okay.
يعني for example I'm gonna give you my example. أنا for the last 10 years I've been involved in يعني in my work in my career in fraud detection systems مثلا and cyber crimes.
Okay.
But my background is development and IT and كده عرفتها. لكن why I was chosen, why I was pushed into this like fraud detection and cyber crimes ما أعرف.
Okay. طريقك وداك هناك.
هاي عرفتها لقيت نفسي أنا I'm helping to prevent cyber crimes for like big banks around the world. وانا ما عارف عرفتها يعني فجأة كذا صحيت مثلا during this
يعني
year
بعد 3-4 سنين لقيت روحك بتعمل في الحاجة دي.
ايوه exactly عرفتها. وكان ممكن اكمل لكن I went through self reflection وقعدت افكر كمية كده ده قلت maybe this is my purpose لانه كنت I was يعني هي ما the best thing that I want to do. لكن when I changed my mindset to a different way of thinking and I looked at it from a different perspective قلت يا أخي maybe this is what I need to do. Maybe this is it's challenging. It's and the things that are challenging they build you. They build the next version of you.
Okay.
If they are challenging. يعني أنا كان ممكن أقول يعني قبل 5 سنين أقول يا خلاص this is difficult man I'm gonna give up. كان صح. I had that option. I had that choice.
Okay.
لكن شنو I fought through.
وهنا طيب أنا حسألك سؤال لغاية هسه أنا ما عرفت البيربس حقك شنو.
The purpose إنه أنا لاحظت إنه أنا I need
يعني البيربس بتاعك إنه تشتغل في سوفت وير حق fraud detection.
البوينت اللي أوصل لك إنك your purpose you will find it don't يعني over pursue it. don't تقعد تفتش تقول يا أخي أنا what is my purpose in this life. أنا مفروض أعمل شنو. هو ربنا خلقنا وقال إنه البني آدم إنه مفروض يعمر الأرض صح. what is my يعني my role شنو in this planet Earth.
فده
what is my role.
okay.
إذا قعدت أنت stuck in what is my role وقعدت تفكر كثير إنه I need to without executing without taking an action without facing challenges and going through them ما حتلقاه.
okay.
أو حتلقاه بصعوبة عرفتها.
ما لأنه أنت ما قاعد تجرب
exactly
عشان تعرف
عشان تعرف أنت
بالنسبة شنو. okay.
عرفتها. وكمان لو شنو من from the first challenge أنت you gave up برضو you're not gonna find your maximum or the maximum skills that you can gain the maximum your cap of abilities عرفتها.
potential basically.
your potentials عرفتها.
okay, so you need to experience to know
navigate it.
yeah, to test your potential and see.
عرفتها. fight a little bit كده جرب ما تخاف. don't hear the feedbacks from people عرفتها. دي أكعب حاجة and I think it's happening in the community إن ممكن a word يعني أنت when you are pursuing your better career ولا you want to do something in this in your life ممكن يجي واحد يقول لك يا أخي it's not worth the try عرفتها. ما تقعد تجرب ما تعمل بودكاست don't do that don't
دي حاجة
فهمت علي؟
دي حاجة حنتكلم عنها بعد. That's a topic that I wanna bring up.
So there are too many factors that يعني prevent or like stay in the way from يعني put you in a position that you cannot find your purpose.
You should stay on your focus. لأنه هسه أنت what you said about don't listen to feedback from people is that
هو مش إنه don't listen completely filter out.
أيوة filter out. لأنه when you said that يعني it crossed my mind in music and entertainment and a lot of things. Even with the podcast that we're doing right now is that I remember when we started we had a lot of feedback from a lot of people. بنسمع كلام do and you have people telling you this and you even have people talking to you بطريقة يعني in a condescending type of way. ويجي يقول لك والله يا أخي طالما إنك أنت بتعمل في اللي بتحبه زي كان يعني you get these slight
إنه
نغزات بيجاي كلام بيجاي حتى there's a lot we deal with a lot of artists that send us their songs in their music that we don't like or that we might like or people might do الحاجة دي حتى إحنا ذاتنا لما even us when we talk in the podcast about certain stuff or certain music that we like and we don't like and we get that negative feedback about انتوا ليه قلتوا كده وليه قلتوا كده this is gonna affect الناس ما عارفة إنه at the end of the day your feedback is just an opinion
and it's not gonna affect anything وغير كده إنه at the end of the day you are not in our shoes to judge whatever we are doing.
Yes, and we're not in your shoes for us to judge what you're doing.
Yeah, we're not judging, we're just giving an opinion. برضو at the same way يعني هي it's bi-directional.
بالضبط. دي الحاجة اللي أنا I think it's lacking in a lot of people is that people take feedback or criticism to the heart. أكتر من إنه ياخدوها إنه خلاص الحاجة دي for that reason or this reason or in a constructive manner because at the end of the day it's all about perspective and how you perceive the information that's received to you. But that's a message to a lot of people that are doing something, that are going out there and trying, whether it's music, whether it's a new venture, whether it's a new business, whether it's if you have a certain image a certain vision عندك نظرة معينة عندك حاجة معينة تطبقها في حياتك.
Other people might not understand it.
will not مش might
they will not understand it and they will not be in the same shoes as you to
أكيد وأعرف إنه
see the full image.
بالضبط وأعرف إنه أنت أول ما تبدأ الحاجة مهما كانت هي شنو مهما كان الفيلد اللي أنت دار تبدأ فيه شنو when you start you will suck حتكون كعب ما حتبدأ كويس.
It's not exactly.
حتكون
كعب for a long time
for a very long time you're gonna be horrible and you're gonna keep getting better and better and better. The point is الاستمرارية consistency is that you keep on trying to improve لأنه whatever you start whatever you suck at the beginning you will get better at and you will improve at and that's my message. Anyways,
and looking back at what the things that you did in the past and you sucked at it becomes funny. Take it from this يعني but أضحك فيها زي ما نحن مثلا بنعمل إنه we go back to the old videos.
I don't go back to the old.
أنا ما صراحة I don't go back لكن شنو يعني I revisit a couple of them.
We did that recently. على فكرة حتى in the group chat we talked about it إنه look at when we watch or listen to our older episodes الحاجات زي دي. We were camera shy. We didn't really talk well. The chemistry between people is not as it used to be.
I was struggling with the stands يعني from the beginning.
دائما دي نقطة ثابتة ما حتتغير مهما
لسه ما فيها progress دي.
قبل شوي احنا قبل كل حلقة لازم نديك كلام في إنه
use the stand. Keep your hands out of the.
Don't touch that shit.
دي مشكلة.
But yeah, that's the point. Moving on to our content is our first piece of news from California. On previous episodes, we talked about YSL, Young Thug, Gunna, and Nasdel. They got charged with a RICO charge based on testimonies, shahadat, in addition to shahadat from their own lyrics from their songs.
Okay, so they used their lyrics against them in the court.
أيوة, as testimony, as shahada.
Yeah.
California recently passed a bill that rap lyrics or any music lyrics in general cannot be submitted in court as testimonies or as evidence.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think of this decision? Inta, what did you think of Aslan using
the fact that I'll go back to that sketch by Key and Peele. There was a guy in the interrogation room.
That's a very bad example.
They've been suffering from this for a long time, and it goes through it goes against the freedom of speech that is happening in the US. So I think it's the right time. I think to implement this, and artists will not. يعني at the end of the day, if you are using the lyrics against the artist in court. معناتها they will not have that freedom of speaking their mind.
Okay.
عرفت؟ so لكن ما أعرف هل لي عندها مضار يعني فيها حاجات disadvantages. There are disadvantages of this.
والله ما أنا I think إنه the fact that this bill is passed especially في أمريكا لأنه a lot of ما لأنه
unfair trials
I think it's I think it's unfair expression especially in art. يعني your expression بتاعك in art is different than any other form of expression. انت your that should be protected. لأنه
at the end of the day انت ما المفروض يكون عندك constraints limits that
limits your art. Art is supposed to be free in its concept in its core. الحاجة المفروض يكون فيها. I think this is a very good step.
It's a good step.
الحاجة دي في كاليفورنيا بس so far. لكن I think it's a step in the right direction to protect art. يعني حسيت if you
look up all the artists that يعني
اللي بيجي بيتكلموا في الحاجة اللي ما حتفضل في النهاية it's human experience that people try. Some people succeed, some people don't. لكن speaking of expression, during the past week, DJ Akademiks, I don't know why they call him DJ Akademiks. He used to DJ like 17 years ago. لكن ده ما موضوعنا. DJ Akademiks came up on Twitch live and on Instagram, and he spoke about the old rappers or the olden rappers, calling them dusty. And طبعا بعد ما Akademiks قال الكلام ده, the whole OG community came up. You had LL Cool J speak. You had a lot of people come up and speak out on إنه أنت كيف ممكن تقول كلام زي ده.
LL Cool J شخص أنا الموضوع أنا he took it personally.
زي الضايق شديد. أنا ما أعرف.
He was so obvious صراحة.
أظن يعتبر روحه دستني.
حرقته.
لكن هو he is kind of في دستينس.
ما هو
لو ما دستي ما كان ضايق الكلام. لكن يعني a lot of sources came up and والله لا letters عديلة صارت
وكتبت في نزلت وهو شنو he took it from a different perspective. I watched his interview in the Breakfast Club and he was like I've been talking shit for the last 2 years and nobody gave a shit about it. عرفت وهو ذات مستغرب انه why suddenly وهو قال as a joke يعني he said it as a joke.
لا لكن لا هو ما قال
that's what he explained يعني
okay later on he explained that it was a joke. بس يلا لكن he still doubled down. لكن he قام كحلة. يعني هو في البداية he spoke about all OGs as dusty. بعدين جاء قام كحلة قال ال OGs اللي بيجوا بيقولوا لكم اعملوا كده وما تعملوا كده وهنا اللي بيجوا بتدخلوا في النيو جنريشن ديل أنا what I was targeting. طيب this brings me to a question. إنه أنت do you believe إنه the OGs should not be able to speak on whatever the younger generations do? Because there are some OGs that still speak on the younger generation. You have Kanye West he's kind of an OG. Diddy is an OG.
Yeah, all of these OGs they should not يعني criticize the new artists. I think it's better to show them the way
to support more
to support them more than يعني come at them. This is my
طيب هسه انت as an OG ما يعني حتعمل شنو
ما مشكلة أنا ما شوف أنا if I was a rapper from the 90s يعني if مع Cool J ده
Are you not a rapper from the 90s?
No I'm not. If I was ما حاخد الموضوع صراحة personally to this extent. مفروض لكن صراحة يعني by default they يعني everybody should show some respect to the people to originators يعني عرفتها. Because without them
ما كان حيكون
في hip hop or whatever.
So respect your OGs.
Respect the OGs يعني that's by default. That's the first thing. عرفتها. Now is that if you want to categorize them based on who's dusty and who's keeping up with whatever. You have LL Cool J, he's dusty. You have Kanye West, he's not dusty, he's an OG, but يعني at the same يعني هما برضو they are not the same time لكن برضو شنو؟
I think Kanye is dusty too, music wise.
He is لكن ما قاعد ما يعني he's not commenting برضو شنو جاب مثلا Playboy Carti بوي كارتي مثلا he's keeping up with the new artists عرفت كده عادي يعني
ما شديد يعني ما
انا صراحه نشوف انا صراحه ما بحب to combine both of the generations مع بعض بحب I listen to these people افصلهم واسمع ما enjoy them they have their time كده عرفت في وقت معين you listen to their music and then if there is a new artist I check him out عادي بسمع ما حقول انه خلاص he's new I'm not gonna listen to him عادي يعني الناس المفروض تكون شنو
good music is good music
good music is good music حتى لو من from the 70s يعني عادي ما مشكلة
that's true I agree with that anyways yeah speaking on music we have a lot of music releases this week Yard would have went crazy for this if he was here كان جننا لكن you got an album from Freddie Gibbs sold separately full length project Offset Pusha T he brought music Soul Child
يعني خلاص وما عارف
Bone Thug Pain and Strife gotta get that money man that's true I don't know what do you think of the album
it's a nice complete project يعني it's one of the projects this year إنه from the start to the end you enjoy it completely I think the production is crispy as fuck
okay
يعني if you listen to it in the car تسمع every single beat correctly عرفت
okay
ثاني شنو collaborations of the hook is a OG word so also we used to يعني بنقول حاجات كده زمان لكن
of the hook ده مطعم سمك
and fish restaurant برضه في نفس الوقت يعني لكن البوم it's a great it's a worth the listen I'll revisit it again nice videos I think visuals he released a couple of visuals
with Moneybag Yo too much
the one with too much is a catchy song
yeah it's the commercial release in this project I think this project is I think it's Freddie Gibbs' most commercial release compared to all his previous projects. Alfredo, the one he dropped 2 years ago, it got nominated for a Grammy, I think so. I'm not sure, but
we talked about it.
We talked about it. It got a lot of good reviews, basically. But I prefer this album. I think I'm leaning more into the commercial side of music. I think because I listen to a lot of shit, so I don't. It's a good project. It's my favorite Gibbs project. It's the first time I listened to a Gibbs project fully from top to bottom without any issues.
Yeah.
In another note, we have a release from the Kudster, Kid Cudi, Intergalactic. Long-awaited album. He's been teasing this project for a very long time. He's releasing it with a Netflix project. I don't know if it's a documentary. I haven't checked it out yet. But have you given it a listen? Intergalactic.
Yeah. I gave it يعني like R&B Cudi. The Humming Cudi. And I like the previous album more than this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Passion Plane and Demon Slaying,
yeah.
Really?
ما أعرف ليه.
What's your favorite Cudi project? Is it the previous one?
No, my favorite Cudi project was Man on the Moon, I think.
One or two?
One, I think.
Okay. His first one with
his first one, yeah. Day and Night and all of these things.
دي الحاجات اللي شهرته
بالضبط exactly. But ده أنا ما أعرف حسيت إنه do we really need another Cudi album this year?
It's not bad.
يعني ما حسيت كده إنه
على فكرة it's an okay listen by the way. Maybe it's the mood that you listen to it.
Maybe ما أعرف I don't know. Maybe it's me.
هو شوف كيد كادي داير له قاعدة معينة.
ما مدبرس أصلاً
لا ما بالضرورة لكن داير ليه ما عارف بحس انه في ناس معينه كده منهم كده كده داير ليه هو سيتنج معين انك انت تسمعه.
اوكي
انا بالنسبه لي Intergalactic ما حمس I'm not gonna go listen to it again
ما شفتها
لانه ما عشان هم it's not because it's bad because the mindset I'm in ما is not allowing me to listen to this ما قادر
انا شوف انا بعد مان ان ذا مون Demon Slayer I think ولا
Passion Pain and Demon Slayer
the first one اول واحد
لا اول واحد Man on the Moon
and then
Passion Pain and Demon Slayer was آخر واحد بينهم كان في a couple of other projects here.
Okay.
في Man on the Moon 1 2 3
Okay.
Speed and Bullet to Heaven, Passion Pain and Demon Slayer.
I think Passion Demon Slayer is the one that I like the most. يعني مش the most يعني second بعد Man on the Moon. So yeah. لكن ذاك أنا I listen to it a lot.
Okay. لا هو داك جانا في فترة where
عارف
أوريك ليه لأنه جانا في فترة where our mood allowed us to listen to كيف كذا.
Listen to it. Okay. ممكن.
مع إنه بيشن مع إنه الألبوم داك Passion Pain and Demon Slayer ما أنا بالنسبة لي ما أحسن ألبوم ده كيف كذا لكن it was at the right time for us to listen to Kid Cudi ما أعرف ليه دائما بيجوك ناس كده إنه هو بس الوقت المناسب لك إنك أنت تسمع.
I'm wondering how many times Yad will when he listens to this he will count how many times we did not get the album name right.
No أنا أقول كل مرة بقولها Passion Pain and Demon Slayer لأنه أنا متذكره كويس.
Okay.
طيب moving on. YG dropped an album called I Got Issues.
And he definitely got issues, I think.
And مع كل احترامي ل YG I'm gonna go first. I don't want to listen to it. I listened to it, but I don't want to listen to it again. I think I'm about done with YG in my crazy life. He's been giving mediocre projects on mediocre projects.
Yeah.
He has his fan base, he has his people. Good. Sticks with them. مرحب بك, شكرا لك. لكن أنا I'm good on YG.
أنا خلاص. أنا since the last time that I checked with Nipsey خلاص. يعني
مع إنه ودي أغنية نمسي.
I know. أنا respect YG وخلاص because he was in the video with them and خلاص okay. That's it. I'm not gonna listen. ما أعرف يعني.
He has one or two good songs لكن إحنا ما did not resonate well.
Okay. What else?
What do we got, Kanzi? Crypto?
So only one news that I wanted to mention about crypto this week is the news that came regarding the integration of crypto wallets with Instagram and Facebook, Meta's big platforms.
Okay.
They allowed the users in the US to connect their wallets and upload their crypto projects, NFT projects, for example. They can link it to their platform, their profiles.
Their crypto wallets.
Yeah.
طيب.
Now, how the people receive this? They were divided into two. Some people they said that yes, this is it's good. It's a good step for crypto in general. And other people they say no, this is a way for the government to track people and know their virtual assets and link it to their social media platforms profiles.
ممكن.
عرفتها؟ and which goes against the whole thing of having a digital assets.
لكن طيب if you have digital assets and you can't use them what's
صراحة يعني شنو دي
يعني ما انت لازم حلقة مغلقة احنا كده الموضوع حلقة مغلقة لانه طيب انت ما داير تستخدمها
عشان ال government don't track you.
طيب هتستفيد منها كيف؟
How you gonna use it? How you gonna utilize it?
تستفيد منها انك تستخدمها لكن ما داير تستخدمها so I don't get track لكن لازم قيمتها تزيد لكن لازم تستخدمها لكن
it's gonna be the norm لكن it takes time لسه.
أنا
but it's a good step.
Is it?
لا
Is
شوف
it really a good step?
if you're looking at it from a different perspective or from the perspective of having it in the يعني crypto goes more into the mainstream and becomes something normal. Yes. Facebook and Instagram, Meta, like the majority of
لكن أكيد فيسبوك لكن أكيد
Earth
ميتا
population they use these platforms.
لكن ميتا is going to حيبدو and I think this is يعني and I don't think the step is to implement crypto into هنا. I think it's a step to to increase the price of الكرنسي حقت ميتا شنو الكريبتو حقتهم شنو
والله تخيل
المهم it's one of the هنا to increase the price of their tokens
هم صراحة أسي Facebook they implemented the way of supporting your, for example, if someone is going live, you can support him by paying real money, like fiat money.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
You can support and pay, and instead of likes, you can
pay money.
Yeah,
I'm never paying nobody going on Instagram live.
But that's you. But it's happening, and people are making money right now as we talking.
So
they introduced this.
Insta's going towards OnlyFans directions.
Facebook already done. خلاص. ما عارف. Definitely it's gonna be implemented in Instagram. The next thing is that you will have. This is what I think is that you will have the ability to support your the people who you are following by paying them fiat money or crypto.
طيب أنا عندي سؤال.
Or transfer NFTs between each other. يكون في حاجة في ecosystem. They are building an ecosystem.
I have a question طيب. For me to is it more of a يعني the payment on Instagram live هل
Instagram live Facebook live
on Facebook live do I have to pay to watch the Facebook live or
لا بس كده يعني
بخش بحضر
زي تيك توكس
زي تويتش
زي تيك توك وزي تويتش
اوكي فما لازم ادفع لكن بدفع to support okay so it's donation type of thing
it's the donation type of thing yes
okay yeah that's fine انا كنت فاكر انه لا لازم ادفع عشان اخش احضر I was like ما حدفع
لا ما تفهم get the full picture
ايوه عشان كده سالت
exactly
to get the full picture
انا ما اعرف صراحه انا ما يعني I'm not fully aware of how these things works in Facebook because يعني بس Facebook انت do you use your Facebook profile
I only use it to sell
do you use Facebook اصلا
I use it to sell stuff
Facebook
I sell stuff on Facebook
كويس
لكن سوشيالي كده ما بستخدم فيسبوك ببيع حاجات في فيسبوك عندي والله دولاب
اوكي
بمشي ببيع فيسبوك تلفون بمشي ببيع فيسبوك لكن
and it's working fine يعني it's a good place to trade وكده ده ولا شنو ما فهمت يعني
بس ناس اكتر يعني I sell on Facebook لانه you have more pages to sell shit on Facebook so I sell on Facebook لكن I don't sell that much anyways يعني I just sell
whenever you want to sell something
I just go on Facebook yeah, last time I used Facebook was back in November I bought a new phone and I sold my old one وبعد ده كله ما بعته في الفيسبوك لكن المهم
يعني that's
my only use for Facebook
okay
ما عندي استخدام تاني لأنه مع إنه أنا I saw this I read this article that Facebook is still the most used
yeah definitely لا في عالم قصص طويلة that's another episode anyhow but I think Meta this year they are going through difficult times
their stock is
it's going down and I think also they are releasing a lot of the staff by the 1st of 2023 this is what I heard yesterday it's gonna be tough
it's been a tough year ما علينا نحن بس by the way
everywhere
I also I'll talk about it later but
okay that's about it that's the only news that I wanted to mention in crypto segment of the Flamingos podcast.
All right. Moving on to local. We talked in previous episodes about 50 Cent coming to perform in Coca-Cola Arena. I
missed it.
أنا ما أعرف كنت يعني.
I missed it. لكن ما I missed it. لكن I had يعني أنا صراحة I went back يعني when G-Unit they came. G-Unit in their prime.
2005.
Yeah. When they came here, I was there. خلاص يعني دي
قبل 17 سنة
exactly
عملتها عليك يعني ده الواجب بتاعي خلاص
I'm done.
لكن قال he sold out. He actually sold out.
Yeah, the good thing is
أنا ما أعرف
he بصراحة it was a good opportunity to visit the Coca-Cola Arena. I want to see this stadium.
زي ما كنت قدرت تمشي الإكسبو.
ما نحن لو رجعنا للموضوع ده يعني كل
ما لكن
كل حلقة
هو 6 شهور
كل حلقة
6 شهور أنت ما مشيته هتمشي حفلة في يوم 29
والله I was looking for tickets. Tickets were sold out صراحة يعني.
he sold.
لكن أنا ما كنت متشجع شديد كده إنه برضو نفس الشيء. But anyhow. The concert was in Dubai. Coca-Cola Arena.
واستمتعت بإنك ما مشيت ولا استمتعت؟ حاسس روحك فوتت حاجة؟
لا ما قلت لك ما حسيت نفسي فوتت حاجة because I was there
17 years
ago. When
G-Unit
was
the same experience.
When G-Unit was G-Unit like two rags and shit. عرفت كنا يعني it was totally different time.
Yeah, actually 50 Cent now has a new show premiering about investigations in the deaths of Pop Smoke.
Yes. With the guy who worked in TMZ.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Are you gonna watch it?
I think I'm gonna watch it because of that guy of TMZ, the one who's doing the interrogation in the investigation.
Investigations.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy who was ranting at Kanye West. Remember?
It's the same guy.
He's the same guy. Yeah.
لما Kanye West قال slavery was a choice. He was interviewing that guy.
Yes.
Oh, it's that guy was interviewing Kanye West. طيب.
He was not interviewing. He was ranting at him. How do you say slavery was a choice? That's the guy.
الدق جرس بالمكتب بورق.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. طيب.
I used to remember his name, but yeah.
In other news, we talked about it being a strange year, and we talked about Facebook and Insta having the Meta and their stock price plummeting. This is a piece of news that we forgot to write, but BBC closed off their offices.
BBC Arabiya. BBC
Arabi.
the Arab. BBC Arab. Yeah. They closed after 18 years, I think.
18 since the
80?
80s.
80 years.
The office has been open since the 80s. Yeah.
Since the 80s.
So 30 plus.
Okay.
30 plus years. A lot of people out of jobs. I don't know why we're saying that, but
لا أنا بس خايف إنه we keep saying this every episode. بس I hope and I pray إنه it stops here. خلاص عارفين إنه متى the people that we are going through recession and everything. خلاص فاهمين. We need to be prepared.
الكريبتو توك احنا بدينا on a note and we were increasing قاعدين نزيد في الأخبار الكويسة and we're implementing هسه كلها على فكرة أخبار كعبة قاعد تجي
ما خلاص ما شفتها ما هي
بابل البابل
there is a balance in أي حاجة لازم يكون كده
bubble exploded and now it's blowing up in everybody's face.
بعدين أنا ما أعرف I'm not gonna say I predict لكن في حاجات كتيرة حتتغير in the next 5 years. Like for example, maybe after 5 years we will not be using the same social media platforms that we're using today. The reason why is that back in, I don't know, when BlackBerry was here, everybody was using BlackBerry.
We went through the phases. IBM هناك.
If there will be a single source of truth, a single platform that everybody is
which
using.
Which is now TikTok.
Do you see that in the next couple of years, like the normal social media platform or the pioneering or the, I don't know how to say it.
The
leading social media platform
it's generations type of thing. يعني إحنا we're Instagram.
نحن do we call ourselves the Instagram and Meta generation?
لا we're not that generation. إحنا we went through Facebook, Instagram. I remember High Five. We went through all these phases.
MySpace, High Five.
مشينا مرينا بالحاجات دي كلها لكن we stuck with Instagram. يعني what's your main source of social media هسي is Instagram.
بالنسبة لي Instagram
yeah. You have Twitter, you have TikTok. هسي when Snapchat
is dying.
It's not dying. Snapchat is for schemers.
Define that.
Whoever hears this will know. Snapchat is for schemers.
يعني العبد الفقير ما ممكن تشرح لي شيء ممكن مثلا
يعني
في ناس بيكونوا ما فاهمين
لو دريباتك ما كويسة you're on Snapchat. I think so.
Really?
This is why I use it. قصدي I don't use it.
قبض نفسه.
Because this is why people use it.
yeah,
And
okay.
what I hear from people يعني بسمع من الناس إنه دريفاته ما كويسة. دريفاته ما كويسة دي معناها
if someone is using Snapchat, he's a fishy guy.
it's not
shady.
not necessarily fishy. يعني لكن
he's using it for
it's
his own
just
advantage.
people who want their tracks covered on the internet.
Really?
ده اللي بيقولوا لي.
Okay. Maybe.
I heard this from a friend.
Okay. From a technical point of view, I think when you participate and have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, search engine algorithm will catch, will make it easy for people to trace you.
Okay.
فهمت علي؟ لكن when it comes to Snapchat, you cannot, or it's more difficult than to trace someone who's using Snapchat. So I get your point. Technically تقريبا
لا انت you're overcomplicating.
I'm not أنا بالنسبة لي this is how simplified.
ما انت بالنسبة لك simplified لكن هي الكونسبت اللي انت قلته is complicated and we don't care about the tracking في الحتة الثانية والحاجات دي.
traceability.
احنا دايرين نقول حاجة وما نتقبض بس. الناس دايرة تقول حاجة وما تتقبض.
Okay.
That's the whole advantage in Snapchat.
I hope إنه ما في زول يفهم الفقرة اللي فاتت دي لأن
لا احنا بس بنوضح يعني ما عندنا
لا
حاجة
أنا كنت فهمت. I hope إنه ما في زول يفهم whatever we said for the last 5 minutes because ما دارين نكتر الناس اللي بيفكروا بالطريقة بتاعت إنه use Snapchat to do shady stuff or be untraceable.
لا الناس كويسة مفروض الناس تكون كويسة.
Anyhow, what else?
طيب in good news, officially masks are off in the UAE. It is optional, not mandatory to wear masks indoors, outdoors, wherever you want to go, except for hospitals, public transportation, and mosques. أنا طبعا بالنسبة لي ده قرار ما فرق معي شديد.
لأنك أنت you spend most of the time في دبي كنت.
لا ما عشان كده عشان أنا بالنسبة لي كده I'm gonna be wearing masks. I think خلاص
it's wired
in my brain. I think it's the safer way in life generally,
especially if you are in a packed places. أنا بالنسبة لي صراحة what really changed إنه I carry less number of masks, disposable masks in my car or whatever. عرفت أخذت لي بس 5 ماسكات هناك في العربية وخلاص. I use them when I want to use them. This is the whole.
أنا عارف وجهة النظر دي جات من وين. لا لكن
ده اللي حصل معي يعني.
لكن بغض النظر إنه that's actually really good news. يعني إحنا بنقول كتير إنه إحنا we're at the end of the pandemic. We're at the end of the pandemic. لكن we're finally
there.
خلاص إحنا this is the step to a completely normal, back to normal.
إن شاء الله.
Life. Green Husn passes in Abu Dhabi is going to be valid for 30 days instead of 14.
Yeah.
Which is also easier. You don't have to do a PCR test every 2 weeks.
Correct.
It's a good step. It's a relieving step.
I agree.
I hope all of us learned from this pandemic. I know.
I'm gonna repeat it again. If you did not learn anything during the pandemic, recheck yourself. You're missing out. There's a lot of lesson learned during this صراحة.
لكن and I'm really happy about this, especially the fact that the masks are optional. And like I said, I will still be using masks.
And everybody should يعني continue.
Or I need to have a mask.
Safety measures and precautions. You know?
I need to have it accessible. لكن الحاجة دي ريحت جزء كبير من
the worry about the state of life
in general. إنه إنت are we done from COVID? I don't know if people stress about this still or نسوها ولا لا. لكن دي خلاص دي نهاية المشوار حق which is a good idea. Inshallah, hopefully cases don't increase and people stay safe, keep on staying safe, and I think it's a phase where humanity got together. Well, برضو يعني.
Yeah.
It was a very encouraging.
I'm comparing it to what happened in 1918 when the Spanish flu broke out. So at that time, the point that you were saying that the universe were united, though the people were united. At that time, I don't think they dealt with it the same way, because now we have the technology, we have the capability to
and we have the ability to communicate worldwide.
Yeah, the ability to communicate. The whole globe is a small village, and everybody can
Exactly.
يعني ما هي لكن it's at the same time ما المشكلة in the beginning of the pandemic, all of these things that I mentioned about the we are living in a village and everything is connected. It helped in spreading the pandemic في البداية. لكن at the same time we used it into our advantage, and we prevented it, and we fought it,
and we dealt
with it in the right way.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, how am I going to start this? So, in the past few weeks, we've spoken a lot about mental health and how to
deal with certain
and there was a lot of heavy content in the past weeks, and don't worry, we still have some more heavy content.
Yeah.
Lakin, what I wanted to talk about is that in a lot of ways of dealing socially or dealing with stress, there's a lot of aspects that people don't really put into consideration or don't have plans for. لأنه it's a matter of I'm not going to say practice, but it's a matter of experience. And one of the things that people always suffer or always struggle with is dealing with sadness or dealing with grief.
Okay.
And everyone has their own way of processing and
everybody
dealing
grieve differently. Grieves differently.
Grieves in their own way, goes through the process in their own way. And I don't know, I think we just want to take this time to actually talk about it and talk about how each of us
should process
not should, but what's our way and what's the healthy way, and how do we do it, and what helps and what doesn't to make the conversation more normal, as opposed to
losing someone or someone that was so close to you, and then you lose him, and how to deal with that loss.
Yeah, so
that's mainly what we wanted to discuss.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm gonna ask you this question, Kanzi. But how do you approach this thing? How do you deal with it?
See, from my experience, I think life is those life events. They happen to you, and sometimes you learn through going through them. You have to experience them. But
and I'm sorry to cut you off, but in the scenarios that we're talking about, there's always, because life it has many aspects to it. You have your friends, you have your family, you have your job, and how do you deal with these things when you're grieving and when
So I think in our community and us as Muslims, the first thing is that when things like this happen to you, you need to consider them as a test first, because we are in test in this life. That's the first thing you need to put your mind in. And the other thing is that the first thing that should come into your life when you are faced with grief, loss, or like those type of calamities that comes to you, you need to strengthen your relationship with God. That's it. You should take it that way, because that's the first step, I think, in dealing with these type of matters. And also you should take the chance of this to practice your religion in a go back to the Quran, for example.
Okay.
These are the first things that should help you go through these tough times.
Okay. And how do you move forward from it? Is my question is that how do you end up dealing with work, with your friends, with your commitments in life?
So it's gonna hit you in all cases, عرفتها. لكن with time, you need to keep in mind that with time things get better.
Okay.
Nothing remains the same. even if you are grieving for a week or 2 weeks, with the time it's gonna fade.
Okay.
عرفتها? That feeling gonna fade. So you need to keep yourself busy. You need to, as I mentioned, strengthen your relationship with God. Your faith and belief will help you to overcome it, because at the end of the day, if you're looking at it, that those people who are gone from my life, I'm gonna rejoin them again, because that's a fact. Everybody gonna die. Everybody gonna. So they are going to up, and also some people they will look at it from a different angle, which is they are going to a better place. Some people might be suffering at the end of the days, and sometimes that's going to be a comfort. And you believing that those people are going to a better place and their suffering will end should give you a level of ease, I think. So this is from my experience, and it differs from someone to another, from a person to another. But it's one of the topics that is a taboo in our community. Not a taboo, but not too many people touch it. عرفتها?
Yeah, I think it's a.
If you are in a circle of with friends, that's the type of subjects that you do not open and bring into the table. عرفتها? Everybody will be like, why the depressing mood, man?
Yeah, as a topic, you mean?
As a topic, عرفتها? برضو one of the sensitive topics, similar to the topics that we brought earlier, the last couple of episodes, and we want to entertain these type of topics because we totally understand and we know that not too many people talk about it. Not too many people have the experience to deal with them. Nobody have a backup plan. عرفتها?
Yeah, that's why I think this is important.
And even us, we don't have that full information and background. عرفتها? لكن we're
putting it out there.
We're putting it out there.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's طبعا loss is never easy.
It's never easy.
Grieving is never easy. It goes through steps. You have to deal with things on your own time, because at the end of the day, as much as, and that's something that a lot of people, it's really hard for a person to feel it when it's happening, but you have to know that you're not the only one that's been through this. The أول حاجة that you need to do. And another part of, which is also an opinion of mine, but another part of dealing with it is the best way to move on is by moving on.
Yeah. And nobody will understand the pain that you are going through.
And
even if they are so close to you, they can show their compassion for a certain amount of days, and then it will discontinue.
And that's also another thing, is that with friends, when it happens, they're going to be there, they're going to support you, they're going to be there for you, but after a while, when the grief is still there, people are going to go back to their lives, and you will notice that they are not feeling the same thing that you are feeling, so you need to excuse them because they are not in your shoes. You don't understand it, and don't be mad at the people. Don't be mad at people for
not sharing the same, because nobody can. Not the whole team can share the same feeling as you.
And then there's also sleep, and how you deal with sleep is that you have to intentionally try to eat or drink water or sleep. You have to always keep reminding yourselves of trying, because when you're lost in the thought process of dealing with this kind of thing, you lose yourself. You lose your ability to eat and sleep and drink and practice normal.
You don't feel anything at that time.
And it's important for you to stick to those healthy habits. One of the things that helped me a lot with grieving in my life is, or dealing with loss generally, was actually speaking to professionals. Is talking to إن كان أخصائي اجتماعي إن كان الحاجات دي. These conversations that stress that you keep, that sadness that you keep in you, is good to vent it out. Sometimes it's good to hear your own voice. It helps you deal with whatever you're going through. And there are a lot of methods and ways that you can approach. It's the whole idea is you not being afraid to be open about it. and be able to deal with it in a way that will help you deal with whatever you're going through, whether it's, and this is not just for what we're talking about right now, but it's for
everything. Yeah,
it's for everything. Is helping yourself conform or انك تتناسب مع الحاجة اللي حاصلة لك وانك تمشي وتتعايش معاها وتقدر to move on healthy from it. And زي ما انت قلت, just give it time.
Yeah,
you might nothing is easy when it starts, and a lot of issues, or especially with loss, بتبدأ بطريقة صعبة, and it's never, I don't think it ever gets easier, but getting used to it is a big part of
exactly. And there is one point that I wanted to mention also. Some people they go through this type of griefs and they deal with it in a way that for you, or from your eyes or from your perspective, you will look at them that they did not grieve enough, they are not sad. But instead, those type of people might have a strong belief that calm them down, and they don't,
that helps them
with, and you don't see that.
You
don't see that, and you don't understand it. So don't judge how everybody grieves. Don't overjudge it or rush to judgment out of just the behavior that they are giving you.
Just being compassionate is also
being compassionate and
as a supporter or as a friend, you always keep compassion with you. Always try to check up on the people you love. You never know who's going through what, no matter what it is. Always be compassionate, always be kind to people. And if you're going through something yourself, you know what people go through. You have at least a glimpse of other humans. Always try to be sonder. That's the point. Sonder is being aware of people's whatever they're going through. Always think about that. The person next to you or the person next to you has their own life, has their own things and stresses, and بس عندهم عالم زي ما انت عندك عالم عايش فيه, هم عندهم عالم عايشين فيه, and you two just intersect at some points. لكن هو عنده عالم وانت عندك عالم. So always keep that in your mind. This is one of the most important things that help me deal with people, and just try to stay compassionate, be kind, be caring to the people you love. Listen to them. Don't ما تسفه الحاجات اللي بيمروا بها الناس. And just because this is a quote that I live by, الحاجة دي دائما بتخليني أفهم الزول لما يكون مر بحاجة أنت مريت بها, مرات أنت تكون تعاملت معاه بطريقة مختلفة أو الحاجة لما أنت مريت بها كانت أسهل بالنسبة لك.
Or
والحاجة دي
you were strong enough to deal with it, but the other person might not have the same strength as you. So there is human beings.
الحاجة الأساس في التعامل في الحاجات زي دي مقولة أنا ما أعرف قالها لي من زمان, لكن it stuck to my head ever since I heard it. بيقول لك اللعبة في يد البيبي في يد الولد الصغير زي التاج في يد الملك. It's not about how يعني الكونسبت منها
concept in everybody
إنه يعني الحاجة أهميتها للزول ما زي أهميتها لك أنت, لكن ما عشان هي ما مهمة لك أنت ما معناها هي ما مهمة بالضبط. always try to keep that in mind and stay compassionate with people. Anyways, do you have anything to add?
I think that's it. That covers it all.
Yeah, so that's all we have for today's episode of the Flamingos podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode. I hope you guys have had a good week, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. If it's your first time listening to us, thank you for listening. And if it's your last time, also, we'd like to thank you for listening. I hope you guys didn't see this as a heavy note. We always like to, or we're beginning to shed light on things that are not the norm to discuss. And some conversations might be heavy, and I want everybody to know that these are our opinions. These are our thoughts and the way we feel about things. We're trying to normalize how these things are approached on a social aspect, and on a personal aspect. It's always good to have these conversations out in the open. It's good to have these discussions, whether you agree with us or you don't.
Also, we are not complete. We might be wrong.
Exactly.
We also hope that the information that we're giving is beneficial for you.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you have any feedback, please leave us a comment or or anything, reach out to us.
Exactly. You heard it from the man. This is the Flamingos podcast. It's AWAB.
Kanzi on the mic.
And peace.
Yeah.